Okay, part two of the judge who went easy on a rapist because he came from a good family. Alright, as I said, just because someone comes from a good family doesn't make them good people. I'm not really down with the judge's decision, but they're trying the kid as a child, not an adult. From what I got, from what I've read, if you watch the last video, which is like 11 minutes and 13 seconds or something, and I really don't know how to express myself without cussing when reading this crap, because at the end of it, it's gonna go talk to the victim's family. And for me, that almost seems like there's no justice in this because of the simple fact that one, the teenager was drunk, and two, you know, the the guy videotaped the shit. You know, can you put yourself in this girl's shoes for a split second? I have a few nieces. I love my nieces. I love my nephews. I'll deny that shit in court though, just in case anybody cares. I would straight deny that shit in court. So picture yourself, you're a young 16-year-old girl. You're doing what every other young 16-year-old girl does, and somehow or another you got peer pressure to go into this party. You never had sex, and you're the only girl in your group who's still a fucking virgin. Now they done pressured your ass and pressured your ass, and you like this guy, but you like him, but you don't like him like him like him. Okay, for those who don't know what that means, you like him, you think about him, but you ain't gonna lay on your back for this bastard. They get a little bit of drunk in you. You get tipsy. Next thing you know, you get a little loose. You're doing things that you normally wouldn't do because you don't have the cognition up here to contain yourself. Everybody knows how the human body works. And if you don't know how the human body works, let me fill you in. Um, for you men, it's not as hard to turn a woman on as you think. And once you get them turned on, it might be harder for you to cut it off. Alright? For you women, flash a boob. Dude's going up. It's just that simple. Unless the person does not consider you exceptionally hot, and you may have to work it a little bit more. But everybody look like Halle Berry when other people are drunk. Alright? And that's like what we used to say when I was younger, and Halle Berry was like the coolest thing ever. Anyway, for those who really love black women. For me, I'm more of a Michelle Yeoh guy. But anyway, when people are drunk, your fantasies tend to fly off in your head. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell you how a woman's body works most of the time. But I know as a teenager, when you're doing heavy padding and stuff like that, women feel sex more than men. Alright? For the most part. Sex is more emotional to them because you're sticking something inside of them. You're not taking something out of them. God, I hope that wasn't too graphic. Anyway, the whole point being, they're tipsy. And by all 50 states, the law says that a person who is consenting to sex must be able to remember and literally say yes. If they're unconscious, they can't talk. Which is bad. But what is worse is that these little things right here, these devices, you got this dude, boom, 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 and roll over, boom, 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 boom. She never said yes if she's drunk. And even if she was drunk and said yes, the courts does not count that as consent. So then the icing on the cake with the cherry on top is that when he sends this shit to his friends with the statement of, when your first time having sex was rape. What the fuck? Let me flip the script for you young idiots out there. If I'm gonna have sex with somebody, first I'm not gonna have sex with her while she's drunk. Alright? That ain't an option. Because, if anything, I'm not going to jail for no tail. That is not an option. Now, if I'm asleep and she has sex with me while I'm asleep, it's still rape. Because I'm asleep and I didn't consent to that shit. But I'm also not going to be sleeping in the same room with her to make sure that nothing happens. You know what I mean? Because I don't want her screaming rape on me 2 days later. And those things happen also. Rape is a double-edged sword, which is why I'm making this second video. I'm not defending this asshole, by the way. But for him to not only film it, while doing it to send it to his friends. You know, there's that icing on the cake with the cherry in the middle. And I'm thinking, dude, you're guilty of sin. You had sex with her while she couldn't consent. You filmed it. So there's your confession right there. Your first confession is that you recorded yourself having sex with this chick. As great as these things are, they're a double-edged sword. And then the fact that the third and the horriblest thing of the whole thing is that not only did you text it to your friends, they probably texted it to their friends. It's probably somewhere on the internet. It was some 16-year-old girl who was tipsy as hell. They got drunk and had sex, and y'all recorded it. And y'all probably all still have it on your phones. You're probably all still watching that shit. You're probably all back in the bathroom. No. Wish I was that guy. Wish I was that guy. Hey, I watch porn. There's lots of porn stars that I wish I was. But I'm not going to rape a chick. So, I'm also not going to record that shit. You idiots are raping girls and recording the shit while they're drunk and can't defend themselves or consent to sex. And somehow or another, it's okay for kids to have these devices. Not that that's here or there. But when I read this, and it goes, first time having sex was rape. You know the emotional damage that you just done to this girl. You know the psychological damage that you just done to this girl. Do you know that all your friends have friends outside of you, which have probably shared this video over 10,000 times with their friends? And now this girl very well may go and commit suicide because everyone and their mama has seen this video. And it's probably got back to one of her family members. It's probably got back to one of her family members who's a nuisance, who's an annoying, who will probably throw this shit in her face day after day after day after day because he's got nothing better to do because he or she's not bad enough to go pick on the people on the streets. They want to pick on the people in the family. Because most families are like that, mine included. And this son bitch, he probably won't get tried as an adult because of Judge T. He probably won't be on the sex offender registry. He probably won't get beat up by her big brother because he'll probably have friends around him all the fucking time, or her little brother, or whatever the hell the situation is, or even by her. And the aftermath of this is that she's got to suffer for this shit for however long she stays alive. If this doesn't psychologically crack her dome, or make her snap or hate herself more than life itself because of her idiot friends telling her that she should have sex in the first goddamn place, or somebody peer pressuring her, or he might have been a nice guy before this shit happened. There's 1,000 ways you can look at this shit, but either way you look at it, from where I stand, this son bitch guilty of sin. You recorded it. Your first time having sex is rape. Come on, Judge T. Really? Because he came from a good family? Because he came from a good family? That still doesn't make it right. I come from somewhat of a good family. I don't break the law outside of a speeding ticket. So, are you going to let me off if I, a 45-year-old man, rape a 45-year-old woman because she's drunk and can't consent? You're damn right he is. You're going to throw the book at my ass. I'm going to be a sexual offender for the rest of what's left of my life. I'm never going to be able to have peace. And, I'm taking police science and criminal justice. So this is a good argument for any of my teachers that are watching. Consent is consent. And you can't consent unconsciously. Every state has that a mandate on the books. However, every city and every law varies in these laws. In most of the 50 states, the age of consent is 16, which is how you get this clusterfuck of what the hell just happened here. And for the judge and everyone else to say that this was not a traditional rape. 1 second, I need a drink. No. For the judge to say that this is not a consensual a consensual rape, or traditional rape, my range of scale is broken on this for the simple fact that the judge himself said that this was not a traditional rape. This was not a rape of two men holding down a woman, or holding her at gunpoint, or holding her at knife point. The whole fact that it is a rape should be the case. The whole fact that not only did she get raped, but these little assholes got this device and recording it and putting it and sending it to everybody and their mama. And this young lady is gonna have to live with this bullshit for the rest of her natural fucking life. And I know you see them damn lights! The lights! Anyway, let me end this now because somebody just screwed up my entire video. And you guys are gonna get it because I can't edit it. So, thank you for watching. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Cover Number 2. Be seeing you.